back to the channel. As you can see behind me, there is a hell of a mess going on. That's because my garage has been packed full of junk ever since I built it. I built a pretty good sized shop with the intentions of just using a little bit of it and having room to spare. Well, I filled it up immediately. But I've got a semi-trailer next to the shop that I bought about 6 years ago, and the plans for that were to build shelves in it and put all the junk and parts in there. Well, I never had time to do it. Well, this past week I did it. I cleaned it out, built shelves, and been moving stuff out of here for like 3 days. And I've only got about halfway. There's still another half of the shop that you don't see that's completely full of junk. So we're gonna fix that. Another thing we're doing is we're gonna install new lifts. I've got a brand new 2-post and I got a 4-post on the way. All the lifts that I had, I bought used, and they were leaking. 2 of the cylinders busted. So I was like, it's time to just get rid of them before something bad happens and it falls on, one of us or the kids or something. So we're gonna install this right now. And then after that, we're gonna show you what's all in the yard. There's projects everywhere. We're gonna give you like a car update and tell you what we're gonna do with those cars in the future. And yeah, so hang out, check it out. These things are massive. These are 12,000 pound 2-post lifts. And the height, man, it's just right. I think from our measurements, it's gonna be like 2 inches away from that light up there. So, but man, we needed these. These things are like 11 foot wide. They're a foot wider than the door opening, which is great because now you can pull in and open your car doors and not bang it up against the lift. And I don't have to stress about picking up like your dually, which weighs a ton. 4 tons, but yeah, no stress involved with these. But my neighbors showed up at just the right time. Like they pulled up just to say hey, and I was like, well, while you guys were here, we were literally about to pick this thing up, so it couldn't have worked out any better. So now we got to get these in place. We got to measure. We got to put it dead center in the shop, and then we got to measure the door opening to make sure we're centered with the door. And then once we do that, we can go ahead and mount these, and then put up our top plate there. Then we can start putting all the hardware and the cables and all that stuff on. So we've made a lot of progress in the last couple days. The 2-post lift is working. It works great. Unfortunately, I can't show you what's on it because it's kind of a secret because we're going to use that for Faster with Finnegan. So you'll see that very soon. Back here, I sacrificed one of the bays. This will be like our metal fab area. We got our tire changer, our balancer, our metal cutters, drill presses. All the dirty stuff's going to happen right over here. The other half of the shop I'm still working on. It's a little messy, but we'll go show you that right now. We have a 49 Ford F1 I've been building for the past couple of years. I know it doesn't look very together, but it actually runs and drives. And I gotta finish putting the AC on it, put the front clip back on it, and this will be on the road. And this is still kind of messy over here. There's still a lot I don't want to clean out and put in my storage trailer. And then over here, we have my green 57 hardtop. Like, geez. The last time this thing was out was on Power Tour. It's got about 3,000 miles or so on it. This has the original 454 out of the Roadkill ramp truck. It's got a 6-speed transmission from Silver Sports Transmission. It's got a quick performance 9-inch in the back. It's got all QA1 suspension on it, autometer gauges. It's got a slew of parts from Speedway on there. This thing rips. It's got power steering, power brakes, power windows. I even tried to put power locks in it. I just couldn't find them. But this is a great driver. It's not very fast, but man, it cruises really good down the highway. All right, we have a slew of parts in here. A lot of this I got last time we went to Dickie's place during that roadkill shoot with Emily and Aaron. I got a bunch of doors, grill bars, grills, hoods, fenders, deck lids. I got all kind of parts for Tri-5s. The one you see in the back there, that is the same exact color as the one we finished up on roadkill and got it running. I actually traded this one to my buddy Brandon's father. I'm pretty sure his wife doesn't know about this, so I'm gonna go ahead and apologize, Bert. I'm about to blow your cover.
But I traded this one for a 1990 Top Kick, and just so that him and his son could have matching 57 Chevrolets. Two-door sedans, both the same exact color, both patinaed out. So check out the hood for the 55. I found that in a shed behind Dickie's place. It was buried, and as soon as I seen it, I had to have it. Here's my 55 sedan. Although it looks really rough, it's actually not. It had just been sandblasted, and then they left it out in the weather, and it got surface rust again. But it's a very, very solid car. The rockers, the floor pans are all in really good shape. Around the windows, it's a very solid car. Somebody altered the wheel openings in the rear for a gasser style look, I guess, and there's no telling when that was done. But like I said, this car is very solid. I need to have it re-sandblasted and put some sealer on it. I've had this for several years, but I've literally not touched it. And it's got the original straight six in it. It's right-hand drive. It's an all-original 78 MLG. Again, I have no idea what the plans are for it, but I just want to drive it. I told my daughter she can drive this to school, and she wasn't very happy about it. But she might not have a choice. This is the one that we saved in Texas at Flying Sparks Garage. We threw it together in like 3 or 4 days, and then we road tripped it back to Dickie's junkyard, which was like 400 miles away. And I pulled it right back in the spot that I drug it out of. Small block Chevrolet in it that came out of that C10 right behind it, and although the valve covers say 327, it's actually a 307. But it sounds rowdy with those fender well headers. But yeah, I gave this to my friend Brandon because I didn't feel like taking it all back apart again. And like I said, this one matches the other car up there, so now him and his dad have matching cars. So they can go play together. Again, Bert, sorry, didn't mean to blow your cover, but she's got to find out sometime. All right, this is a 69 C10. It was a running driving truck until I had to rob the motor out of it to put in that car. But it's a pretty solid truck. We're gonna do a 6-liter and 6-speed transmission in it. I don't know when we're gonna have time to do that, but it's coming up in the next 5 years. All right, this is my little 74 Toyota Hilux. This was used on roadkill, and I think you use like 50-something quarts of oil to get from here to Cletus's place in Florida. It's got a small block Chevrolet in it. I don't know the cubic inch. I've never actually ran the number, but we're just gonna assume it's a 350. I mean, driving it around the yard, it runs great. It doesn't miss, it doesn't smoke, it doesn't do any of that. So I don't know what this guy's problem is. This thing is mint. All right, what we have here is a 1926-ish, what they call a tall T. This was sitting in a barn here local to us, and my father-in-law actually gave me this because I had a fit over it when I seen it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And we've been using it as yard art. We've decorated it for Halloween, and it's actually got the motor and transmission in it. And it actually turns over. So if I knew anything about what was going on there, we could probably get it to run. All right, as you've seen in the last video, this is a 78 K5 Blazer I picked up. It is a K5 that started life as a 4-wheel drive. Somebody converted it to a 2-wheel drive, but this thing is super solid. The rockers, the floor pans, there's no rust holes anywhere in this thing. It's got a little surface rust here and there, but that's an easy fix. The dash is complete. It's got the seats, the rear seat. I mean, for the most part, it's all there, and it's going to be a great builder. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Probably slam it, LS, automatic, pull the top off, go cruise. All right, this is the buggy we had years ago, and I recently bought it back with that K5 Blazer. The plans for this thing are probably a set of 1-ton axles, LS, turbo 400, and we got to cut all of this off right here. All of this down here was added. This is actually the original lower rail right there. And all of this was added. It became like a bog truck, you know, a mega truck. But we're gonna redo all that and put it back to a rock crawler and go have some fun with it. So, and then you see in the background, there's the Monsoon. It's hanging out here for a little while. Thing runs great. I rip it on the yard every now and then. Does great burnouts. This is my 1990 or 91 Top Kick. This is the one I traded that 57 for, that Bert's wife doesn't know about, but does now. It's got a 366 big block in it with an Allison transmission, and we're going to pull that bed off, put a flatbed on it, probably throw a welder generator combo on there, and we're going to use this to tow the trailers and go pick up project cars and, you know, all the heavy lifting, as we say. That's what this truck's gonna be for. This is my buddy Brandon's dually. This is what you see in the beginning of the videos. It's actually Cummins swapped. It's got some work done to it. Makes some good power. It's on air ride. Straight shift transmission. It lays frame. It's a pretty neat truck. So we actually cracked one of the fuel tanks when we bottomed out at a gas station on the way to Texas, and it started drawing air into the lines and running like crap. And then we also smoked the pinion bearing. So we got to fix that, and then this thing will be on the road again.